Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are looking at New Challengers Issue 1. This is part of the New Age of Heroes that spawned out Dark Knight's Metal, and it has that stupid gatefold cover thing that I absolutely hate about the other ones, but I guess we're sticking with the theme. So this is part 1 of the New Challengers storyline, just called New Challengers, written by Scott Snyder and Aaron Gillespie. Andy Kubert did the pencils, Klaus Janson did the inks, Brad Anderson colors, Darren Bennett letters, Rebecca Taylor editor. Now we've got a good team on here. We've got Andy Kubert on pencils, classic, Klaus Janson on inks, awesome work, Scott Snyder and Aaron Gillespie on writers. Well, they're good. I'm not going to say they're not. This issue is well written, just really wasn't my thing. So we start out with a bandaged man flying a plane and seemingly landing on Challenger Island, and he looks rather sinister in a lot of ways. But then we jump to the modern era. It doesn't really say, it just says then, but looks like a biplane, whatever. So now in Colorado at Challengers Mountain, we've got people being beamed in out of this like teleport thing. They're all flopping around, and we don't know who they are. They're new people, and we slowly get some information about them. We got Robert Brink, and we've got a lady that's a Trinia Alvarez, I think her name is. She's from Gotham City in the Narrows, which is the hood. Well, a part of the hood that is known as Gotham. And she is some sort of herbalist, Chinese medicine, it looks like. Although she has the last name Alvarez, so she's half Latina, I would imagine. So we end up with quite the minority checklist, all the diversity hires. We've got the Asian / Latino. We've got a black guy who's apparently a super genius. I don't know. Then we've got the big dumb white guy. We've got Robert Brink, who appears to be Asian. And then we've got this guy, the professor, who looks a little suspiciously like the 10th Doctor Who. And he's assembled them, and he takes them down to this hall of memories where a bunch of people's ghost forms are. And this big dumb guy, Crunch, he says he doesn't want his name said. But yeah, their names are Trina Alvarez, Robert Brink, Moses Barber, and Crunch. Well, apparently they all have this tattoo on their forearm because it means they're dead, but they're also alive, and if they stray too far, the timer on the hourglass goes up, and once it reaches 0, they turn into amorphous blobs, which we unfortunately find out the hard way when Brink steps through a portal, and then a new person plops out named Bethany Hopkins, and apparently she's some sort of killer. So the first mission is to go recover this piece. They only have a little while to do it. They're in this capsule thing, and then they're on some sort of edge of the world. It's very, very vague. Then they're attacked by a giant crab, and this lady's like, I'm good at killing stuff. And quite honestly, I was bored. There's a giant dead thing, and this professor seems to have some sort of ulterior motive. Don't really know what it is. We get no real background information on him. So basically, they took our man's 1 hour of power and changed it to 1 hour of life or so. However much time they don't even say exactly how much time they get. The premise is interesting, but I'd rather have the original Challengers or the team from the 90s where they had the race car driver and some other people, an organized team. Like these people don't know each other, so they're not going to work well together, and they're not given any time to mesh as a team. So it's a really poor idea of a team. So I don't like that. The guy on the cover, the gross looking skull guy, we don't actually really see him other than the bandage thing early on. So I'm assuming that's actually the professor, but I don't know. They don't really go into it. They don't really give us any answers. But I think the organization of the team is a little slapdash. The guy Brink, he's on the cover, but he's not in the book. So it really is the diversity Burger King Club as the Scooby-Doo gang. So I don't know if I would recommend it. I'm going to say it really wasn't for me based on this issue. The issue is written well. It's just doesn't feel like it really gelled, and it doesn't seem like they put a lot of thought into the problems that having a team like this of total strangers working together for really no motivation whatsoever, the problems that could arise from that. So I don't think it really flows. It feels more like a somebody watched the movie Cube and thought, hey, let's make that into the new Challengers book because I'm out of ideas. So I don't know. I think it could have been handled better with the same premise. So I think it needed to be a little tweaked, but overall, it was okay. I don't think it was worth the $3, but do I feel disappointed I bought it? I don't know. I'm not going to recommend it, I don't think, just because it tried too hard. It was just a try hard book, and the whole thing with the herbalist lady, that's, I don't know, it felt pandering, like they were trying too hard to hit all the markers of like make one of them sympathetic and give her some kooky job. So I don't know, I'm gonna say pass on this one. But that'll do it for me. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel, and we hope to see you on the next one.